Let's connect it up for today. January 26, 2020, coming at you, live stream, talking about The Walking Dead Season 10, the series, the universe, the spinoffs, all that stuff, plus your Q&A. Spoiler warning, obviously, if you're watching on a replay or if you're just checking it out for today. I don't know what people are going to ask, but we're going to talk about the new trailer that came out a couple of days ago, yesterday, I believe, that I watched. A lot of people are asking me, where did you get it? Where did you get the trailer? Well, we got it on Facebook, and I'm not sure if it's on YouTube yet, but probably is. But we watched it on Facebook, and we broke it down a little bit for you. And I'm excited to talk about it because we didn't know if we were going to get another trailer, and we did. And we're talking about, guys, we're a month away. Well, a little less than a month if you go by the days, but we're 4 weeks away. That's crazy to think that next week is the Super Bowl, and then we got a couple more weeks, and The Walking Dead is back, baby. That's right, So I'm excited to talk about it. So thank you guys for being here. I always appreciate everybody taking the time to be here, but thank you, Daniel, Yenzi, Janet, Mark, Ali, Lincoln, Arsenic Alley Cat, Mark, and Arsenic Alley Cat, two of my members. If you want to become a member, hit that join button, and you can go level 1, level 2, or level 3 PT Peep stuff. We're going to try to have more and more stuff involved with that, but we're going to be doing a giveaway for our members pretty soon. We're trying to do it around when we hit a milestone of subscribers. We just hit 88,000 subscribers a couple of days ago, and we're getting there, guys. Our goal is 100,000 subscribers, and I'm super excited to achieve that goal and share it with you guys. And I'm excited to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. So Q&A definitely here as well for super chat, top chat as well. Definitely ask some questions, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. But I said spoiler warning at the beginning, so a lot of people have a lot of questions, and if there is spoiler stuff, I don't want to ruin it for you. Thank you, Rob K, for the shout out. Congrats on 88,000 subscribers. And it's crazy because this upcoming week, January 29th, marks 5 years on YouTube. And that's a long time. This channel has evolved. It's changed. We got moderators now. We talked about a lot of different things at the start of it. Now we talk about The Walking Dead and various topics, and we're trying to get back to different topics. But, the goal eventually is to be more of a full-time YouTuber. PT kind of stands for part-time. I do post videos every day, but I would like to post more on different topics and different things, and I just can't do that yet financially. And hopefully one day we get to that. That's a goal of ours as well. So Jonathan Wilder asks, Negan lives in the comics. Do you think he'll die in the TV show? I don't know. I mean, there's been no word or anything about Jeffrey Dean Morgan wanting to leave the show or be different things. So it doesn't make sense for him to die off, let alone this season. If he dies off, it might be in a later season. I want to see his interactions with Carol, with Daryl, with Beta, with Maggie, with Herschel, with a bunch of characters that we really haven't seen him be a part of and connected with. So we'll see what happens, but I don't see him getting killed off this season, maybe down the road. But the show is the show and the comic is the comic, and it's one of those things that we have differences, some big differences, some great differences. But with that being said, they've really hit all the big milestones, right? They did recently. They hit the Pike lineup. They had the Negan lineup. They had different, we went to Alexandria, we have Hilltop, we have Gregory, we have certain things. But that being said, we have certain characters that are just for the show. Simon, Jerry, the Dixon brothers, and so on. And it's great things, the differences. But I think they're going to go the Commonwealth route in season 11, maybe even the end of season 10. I like the idea of it being a connecting point for the Commonwealth in season 11 because it is a good story arc. The New World Order story arc is really good in the comics, in my opinion, and it's also the Whisperer War. I think it needs to be turned up a little bit, and they've done little differences and some big differences with the Whisperers, and it's kind of different. Like Gamma, that's not a character in the comics, and I think it's worked out so far, and I really hope the back half of season 10 continues on making the right steps, the right marks. And I think they have so far. And I think Angela Kang is doing a great job so far. Season 9 and season 10, she's been the showrunner. Rule Ghost. Do you think there will be a war between the Commonwealth and CRM? I don't think so. I personally think that Commonwealth is a branch of CRM. I don't know if CRM is going to be this global thing where it's outside the United States and it's this big thing that's connected with it, because we haven't really seen much outside the United States. It could be just in the United States, but I think that the Commonwealth, we have to see, is just an extension of the CRM people. It just fits. I don't know why it wouldn't, but Gimple is saying things that it's not connected with Ginny and not connected with this, and Fear the Walking Dead is that and this. So we'll have to wait and see. A lot of people are saying a lot of things, so we'll just have to see how it all plays out. The recent stuff that I'll share in a video tomorrow, Kirkman talked about what started the zombie apocalypse, and we'll talk about that in another video on Monday. I've already made 2 videos for the next week, so we can post videos every day. And sometimes it's a lot easier for me to make the videos ahead of time, and I just post them every day, because when The Walking Dead's in session, I try to post videos as they come, but when it's on break, sometimes there's not enough material to post more than 1 video a day. But a lot of times when The Walking Dead is definitely going on, I post more, 1, 2, maybe even 3 videos a day. Arsenic Alley Cat, Q&A. I know it probably will not happen, but what do you think Daryl would do if he sees Dwight again? I don't know. I mean, he said, if I ever see you again, I'm going to kill you. So I don't think Dwight would come around that way. And I don't think Daryl makes idle threats. I think he would actually go after him. But I don't know why they would ever be reunited, because he fits the mold to be on Fear the Walking Dead. And Daryl and Dwight are basically similar characters. So I think that it's better that they don't see each other again, for sure. So Lincoln K, my man Lincoln, Q&A, Michonne with her pets. How freaking cool was that? Also, Space Spores, your thoughts. Michonne with her new pets is nice. And I like the idea of Michonne. Like, I love Michonne. I love Michonne character from, in the comic and the show, and how she's changed and how she's been there. And, some people think it's forced with her and Rick, but I like it. Either way, Michonne with her pets is an homage to the first time we saw Michonne. I'm hoping that we see little callbacks to that. Like, she saved someone in the woods, like she saved Andrea with her new pets. She does something. I just see a lot of connecting points too, because when you wrap things up, a lot of times on shows and I guess books and everything too, you kind of have callbacks and connecting points from the beginning, whether it's the character or the story or what. There's a lot of things that happen with Michonne that should happen later on down the road. So I'm hoping that it makes sense, and I'm interested to know what's going to happen with her. But we'll talk about the Space Spores in my video coming up. I have my thoughts on it in my video that I'll talk about on Monday. But overall, it's okay. It's a way to start. I wouldn't start the zombie apocalypse like that, and I don't. In my book series, Fight for Us, and in 100 Days, there's definitely the start of the zombie apocalypse, and I talk about it, and it's not like people can wonder about it, but it eventually get answered in a way that makes sense, because people want to answer questions. They want their questions answered. And for a long time, we didn't know what started it and what's this and what's that. And if they leave it open-ended, I guess it's okay. It's a way of doing it, but I still like the idea of having stuff answered, maybe in the last book, maybe the first book, maybe the middle of the series, maybe the prequel series, maybe a different series, but it would be all tied in together. And my start of the zombie apocalypse, I think, is pretty interesting. So hopefully you'll check out Fight for Us and in 100 Days. Guy in Black, Q&A. What exactly is the CRM and Commonwealth? I've heard a lot about it, but still don't really know what it is. Well, brother, we don't know either. We don't know what it is exactly either. There's a lot of theories, a lot of speculation, a lot of stuff, a lot of whatever, but CRM is the helicopter people. That is what Jadis and Rick went on in season 9, episode 5. The Commonwealth is in the comics. The Commonwealth may be connected with CRM, may not be connected with them. It could be its own separate thing. The Commonwealth is in the comics at least, is a big community with 50,000 people in Ohio, and in some part of Ohio, there's the people that run them, the Miltons. It's a female, Pamela Milton, who runs that. They kind of call her the female governor. She's kind of this. She's got a son that's kind of annoying, and they have basically protectors, security guards, basically stormtroopers that patrol around the city and patrol outside and kill walkers pretty easily on there too. There's a guy named Mercer there who's pretty cool. I hope that's cast really well because it's a pretty big character, and I don't know if we're going to meet him at the end of the season, or probably we'll meet him in season 11 if they go the Commonwealth route. So I don't know if CRM and Commonwealth are connected, but there's a lot of theories, a lot of stories, a lot of speculation going around, and boy, there are so many theories, and I can't even call them theories. Basically, people saying confirmed information, and it's like, man, it's crazy to think of all the people going around on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, on everywhere around saying all this stuff, and it's just speculation right now because we just don't know what to believe. It's pretty interesting too. So, Travis Stevens, O&A, I guess you need Q&A. Brian, what do you think about how they're saying all these new series is leading up to? All the shows coming together. So I don't know what's actually going to happen, Travis, with it. But the fact that The World Beyond, which is the show that's going to premiere this year, we're going to have The Walking Dead come back February 23rd, and it goes to April 12th. And I believe the same day, April 12th, is going to have The Walking Dead World Beyond. I'm pretty sure they want you to watch the first episode of The Walking Dead World Beyond. So why not tie it to the season finale of season 10 of The Walking Dead, right? Keep watching it. Watch it and check it out. If you like it, I hope that episode is really good. And I really hope the whole season is good. But I really hope it's something that draws people in to watch it. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to discuss it. That's for sure. But the new series, The Walking Dead World Beyond, right now at least, is only scheduled for 2 seasons. And it says a Walking Dead story. So, is it going to connect with Fear, The Walking Dead, the movies, or is it just going to be 2 seasons and then that's it? Because what if we like these characters? That would be like saying, I like this show, and it gets canceled after 1 or 2 seasons. And you're like, now what? I think they're going to connect. I personally think that The World Beyond and Fear the Walking Dead can connect and have something there, because I think Fear is just really missing the mark altogether. Every season's then have some good moments and some good things, but it's just one of those things that it's just all over the place. You have enough good things that draws you in, but just not enough to keep your interest. And a lot of people don't watch Fear, and I just hope it gets better. But we'll see. But I think that the Walking Dead universe, they want to have shows all year round. And The Walking Dead is going to be The Walking Dead. It doesn't need help at all. The Walking Dead is its own awesome show. It is the staple. It is the bell cow. It is the main thing of the universe of The Walking Dead, the brand. So that doesn't need people to come over from Fear and the Walking Dead World Beyond, and it has its own thing. It has the strongest ratings of any of the series of The Walking Dead. It has the highest rated episodes. It has the best characters. It has the best story. It has the best everything so far. Fear and The Walking Dead World Beyond, they can merge. I think they can take the things that work, weed out what doesn't, and really goes, there. And maybe, who knows? Maybe this will be the start of it. Maybe there's going to be another show. Maybe it's not going to be. Maybe there's going to be The Walking Dead and Fear the World Beyond or something. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, right? So, and then you have the Rick Grimes movies. But we'll have to see. Too much Walking Dead. Is too much Walking Dead better or worse than not enough Walking Dead? Just the universe, not the show, but the universe at all. If Fear and this and that, it could be overkill. It could just be too much overkill. It could be too much of a watered down show that they're really reaching and struggling to put out good stuff. I don't know. Mark, my man Mark, Q&A, Bri, do you think Eugene will finally have a relationship with Rosita? I don't think so. I personally don't want to see that. I don't want to see that because then Eugene is in trouble. Because whoever is with Rosita usually dies, or they break up and then they die, or something bad happens. If you were involved with Rosita and then you break up with her, or something happens, it's usually not a good thing. Even though Spencer was with her and they were still kind of dating and he died, and Sadiq broke up. It was a whole big mess. But I don't want to see that. I think it's kind of a kiss goodbye. I think Eugene will eventually end up with Stephanie from the Commonwealth, like in the comics, and I think that makes more sense. Rule Ghost Q&A. What do you think the Commonwealth's armor will look like? Will it be the CRM soldiers or the same soldiers from the comics? Well, CRM soldiers and Commonwealth soldiers, they're different. They're not the same thing. We don't know. The CRM people are black. They're all in black. They have the attire that can there. I would think the Commonwealth soldiers are going to be in white, like the Stormtrooper style, and because you try to replicate some of the comic stuff. Look at the comic characters. I mean, you have people that replicate it. Andrew Lincoln tries to look like Rick, and Shane tries to look like Shane, and Jesus looks like Jesus, and Maggie with the short hair and the long hair. Like the characters want to look like it. So I would say the CRM soldiers and the Commonwealth people are different, and I would think that you have the black gear with the helmets and the rifles and everything like that versus the Commonwealth like that. And we might see a Commonwealth soldier in the back half of season 10. We still don't know if that's actually going to be what it actually is yet, if the rumors are true or not. The King, is there a release date for the movie yet? Hasn't even started filming, so I wouldn't think so. I don't know what the idea with the movies is actually going for. I heard that they were going to start filming at the end of last year. And Andrew Lincoln was seen yesterday in somewhere in the United Kingdom, so he is still back there across the pond in England. So I don't know if that's going to be a thing where he's going to fly over and then they start filming, because I would assume he's got to fly over, pre-production stuff, then get it all set up, start filming, probably film for 3 to 4 months, and then be done for the first movie, unless they're going to film more movies back to back to back to back and try to get it all done that way. Maybe that's what they do. Maybe they're waiting to get bulk of the filming done, so they wait a couple more months and then they start filming. But there's been no release date just yet. We're still waiting. The last stuff we talked about was on this series, and definitely some videos with Scott and Gimple being Gimple and saying minimal to some information, but they don't have a director yet, and I don't know if they got it yet. So I don't know what's going to happen with the movies, but I'm excited to find out, guys. I really hope it's done this year, though. I really hope 2020 they film it, they get it done, and maybe the end of the year, maybe December release. That's still doable, but I don't know. It's just one of those things that I don't know what's going to happen with that, and I just wish we had some answers too. So let's see what we got for here. Don't know what that question is, Brian, but Lincoln K, Q&A, does the fact that the other show is 2 seasons only make you think they will tie in the fear to the show and wrap it up that way? I think so. That's what I think so. I think that's why I'm going with that idea or theory that they're going to merge, because we don't know when Fear is going to end. Fear is probably going to be going for season 6. They're filming now, so we're getting season 6. Season 7, I don't know what's going to happen with that, if that's actually greenlit or not. But I would think that season 6 and season 7 are going to be their own independent seasons, maybe with little connecting points with the Walking Dead World Beyond, and that can roll right into it with, season 1 and 2 of Walking Dead World Beyond. So we might just get a 7th season of Fear, and there is no season 8, and it goes into it. It just connects as well. So I'm not sure. Brian Wortham, there's a question. Sorry, Q&A. Didn't someone say that the cause of the virus was the blue meth in Breaking Bad? Well, Brian, that was it was actually a question that I have the video of here somewhere on the channel that someone asked on the Walker Stalker cruise to Robert Kirkman on the cruise. He asked, what do you think of the idea or the theory that's going around that Walter White's blue meth, or Heisenberg's blue meth, whatever you want to call it, was the start of the zombie apocalypse on The Walking Dead? And Robert Kirkman's like, yeah, that's okay. I can buy that. That sounds good. And it really wasn't like, yeah, you figured it out. You did it. Whoa, you got it. You figured it out. It was like, okay, sounds good. I don't think he really cared about the start of it. He didn't really want to be the person that was like, yeah. But he always said in interviews and stuff that came up every once in a while that I remember seeing and reading, that he's like, I know how it started, but it's dumb and I don't want to tell you. And then recently it came out on Twitter when he actually answered that. And I don't know. I mean, two AMC shows. Breaking Bad had its connecting points early on with the blue meth and the Red Challenger, and there were certain cars and certain things, and certain connecting points. And Heisenberg's music was playing in Fear the Walking Dead, and there was little connecting points. Well, there are two AMC shows could be connected in the universe, and I think it's pretty cool because Breaking Bad is definitely one of the best series of all times, and I like it to connect in some other universes. That's pretty cool, and why not be connected in two AMC shows? RParas34, it just jumped on me. Hey, Brad, do you think Negan, will portray the Dwight comic role by wearing the Whisperer's skin? Well, we saw it in the trailer. We saw Negan wearing the Whisperer's skin with his leather jacket. It's highly likely that it's Negan. It's the same leather jacket unless Negan lost his leather jacket and another Whisperer is wearing it. But I'm going to go with it's Negan wearing his leather jacket, and he was fitted for a Whisperer's skin, and he's wearing it. So the big question is, who's going to ride in on horseback and save the day during the Whisperer War? Is that going to happen? Should it happen? And since Dwight's not there in the comic, it happens with Dwight. It's not there on the show, possibly because Dwight's not there. What is going to happen if it's going to happen at all? Gary Page, hey, Bri, have you had any info on who has made it to the last episode from the spoiling sites? We had a video recently, probably about a month ago now. I don't even remember. Time's flying by, right? So, Gary, I think at the very end of the season, it's rumored, not confirmed. I'm going off the top of my head. I think Carol, Negan, Luke, Jules, Daryl, is it Connie or there's people there. It's in the video, and they were there towards the end of it. And then I think they said Beatrice was there from Oceanside, and so it was like, why is she there? We haven't seen her forever. People thought she died. We haven't really seen Beatrice in season 9. We saw her, harpoon gun, and we didn't really see her at all. So is she there or not? But she was rumored to be there filming and stuff. So that's the latest I've seen. There hasn't been too much around it, but when we find out more information, we'll share it with you. But I know it's in a video. I don't know that I posted a while ago. So, Janet, Brian, Q&A, Brian, do you think Negan might have to kill Gamma in order to prove his loyalty to Alpha? Just speculating. That's a good question. I want to go with no, because I like Gamma. And I like Negan being where he's at now in the Whisperer kind of angle. But I like to think that, where are we at here? There you go. To prove it, that's a big point. I like that. I like your question. Do you think we'll have to kill Gamma in order to prove his loyalty to Alpha? I don't know. I personally think that Alpha would just take out Gamma, and if there's a spy, but it could be a test. And what if Gamma is a spy that we know, and everyone finds out? Alpha tells Negan, prove your loyalty to do it, and he goes to kill her, and he can't do it, and instead he kills Alpha. That could be a thing, but I don't know. That's a good question. We'll have to see how it goes from the aspect, because the Gamma stuff here, that's different. The Walker Whisperer skin mask on Negan, that's different already. But I think that Alpha and Negan are going to interact. We saw it several times in the trailer where they're talking. I think, is it going to make sense that, Lydia's topic of interest could come up with Negan and Alpha? For sure. Because why would Alpha trust Negan to talk to her? Why would Alpha be like, hey, Negan, let me tell you stuff, and let me let my guard down, and let me cry in front of you, right? The only way that makes sense is that Negan saved Lydia. Negan knows Lydia. Negan is involved with Lydia, and we know that Lydia is a soft point for Alpha, which she should be. That's her daughter. I mean, come on, right? But the fact that that's come up and we saw it and Negan actually saved Lydia, that could be a big point too. And then Negan takes out Alpha if it happens. But it happens in the comics, so I think it's going to make sense too. So, Jonathan Wilder, why couldn't the show copy the comic scene by scene? Like they miss out on the girl licking Carl's eye. Well, that was Lydia. Well, the show is the show and the comic is the comic. And a lot of things are way easier to draw on a comic in the comics and have that instead of actually shooting it on the show per ratings, per language, per show, per, actually being able to film it and actually be on television. It's on AMC. This isn't HBO. This isn't, a cable show like that where you can do whatever you want on HBO or Cinemax or, whatever, Showtime. But I think they have to put that into account. And also budget, time, stuff to do. There's been stuff with characters and actors, so then they had to make the decision to do it. So, all right, guys. So I saw Hectorito back in here. Just to clarify, last time Hector did a super chat, but he tried to comment there, and it wasn't from my end, our end. It was a YouTube thing, and I think we ironed it out with something from a person that may have, I don't know. But either way, Hector was safe. Hector is right there. Hector 4. Hope to see you back soon. And he's right there, so which is good. I'm glad people are back, and especially Hector and everybody involved, like Jen and Lindsay and Sabbatha and everything. So I hope that everybody's enjoying the stream. I'm definitely enjoying talking to you guys. And, when we got, I was literally watching something on television with my wife, checked on Facebook, and I saw the trailer, and I was like, "Oh, baby!" And I started doing it, doing my thing, and taking and breaking it down and making the video on it. And I was like, "Oh man, that's crazy!" And I mean, today is January 26th. The Walking Dead returns February 23rd, and I don't know if it's coming back on the Friday before, so it'd be February 21st. The Friday before, but February 23rd is less than a month away. It's 4 weeks away from the return of The Walking Dead, and it's going to be awesome for it to be back on television. And what I hope is that in season 10, episode 9, they deal with the cave stuff. Gamma comes to Alexandria. They talk about this stuff. They don't know what to believe, all that stuff. And somehow the group gets out of the cave. We know Daryl gets out of the cave, and we know a lot of people get out of the cave from the trailer. So did they spoil who gets on and out of the cave or not? We still don't see Jerry outside the cave in the trailer. We don't see Connie or Magna outside the cave in the trailer. We see her with the torches, but I'm guessing that's inside the cave. So we see Daryl, we see Carol, we see Aaron, and we see Kelly outside of the cave. But Connie, Jerry, and Magna, they're in danger. And to be honest, if we don't lose somebody in the cave, it's like, I think, a missed opportunity. Like, the cave is just going to be one way or another. And, if it doesn't build up, then I don't know. But I personally hope everybody survives. But if Magna gets killed off in the cave, will you get upset? If Jerry does, I know I'll be upset because we love Jerry. And they can't take Jerry out that way, right? I mean, I don't think you can get Jerry out. But I think Lincoln and a couple people asked great questions. They said, we see Ezekiel in the trailer. And he's with Daryl, and there's been a lot of pictures of things and news that Ezekiel leaves the area and he's in the city somewhere on there as well. But why isn't Jerry with him? So either Jerry died or he's back with his family. But I would assume that Jerry has allegiance to the king. Even though he's just some guy and he's not a king anymore, he's still a connector with Ezekiel. But Jerry was out doing his own thing. So did they really kind of separate for it? I personally hope Jerry lives, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to be kind of mad if Jerry dies, to be honest, because I love Cooper. I love Jerry. I think Jerry is a great point of the show. I think it's one of those things where, because he just brings so much to the show that's like lovable. He's like that guy that you're like, man, Jerry. It's like, it's just fun to watch. And I'll be upset if he gets killed off. And I don't know if he is or not. We just don't know. There's been no way to tell. So, Jackie writes, "Hey Brian and all, are we ruling out the possibility that Rick's first movie could film in the UK? It's a little far-fetched, but wasn't sure if they made a definite location decision just yet. Thanks." Great question, Jackie. I guess you can't rule it out, but there's been no word that they're filming in the UK or any word around there. I've only seen pictures of Andrew Lincoln with fans or at the gun range, and he's not with people that are connected with AMC. But I mean, we don't know. I mean, they can film in the UK, that's for sure, but Georgia gives you the tax breaks. They have, AMC studios there in Sonoy, whatever they call it now, Riverwind Studio, whatever it actually is. It was Raleigh Studios in there too. But the tax breaks are huge. And if they're going to film 3 movies, they could film a part in the UK. They could film some in the UK, that's for sure. And maybe they do film some parts there. But they would have to have a certain percentage of filming in the state of Georgia in the United States for the tax breaks. And I think it just fits better with people, setups, sets, and they can use a lot more there as well. And I know it's probably going to be another location. My guess is Philadelphia, but we'll have to see how they're going to do it. But there's just no way to tell. But that's a great question. They could film some of it in the United Kingdom, and maybe they do. Maybe that'll be if they can film some interior things or some shots there or whatever. And there's got to be some different studios they can use there, and he can be close to home, because I know that's what he's all about, being close to home with his family, which is good, for sure. But great question, guys. Thank you guys for being here with me. I see the question, Lydia. The comment about Lydia in there. Lydia, we don't see her in the trailer. So if you think about the trailer, we don't really see Lydia. We don't see Magna really. We see her in the trailer in the cave once. Connie once. We don't see Jerry. We don't really see certain characters. We see Gamma in the dirt. And I don't know if Father Gabriel's pointing his shotgun at Gamma. But what did Gamma do? Did she escape the Whispers? Was she attacked? Is she wounded? Is she going against our group? Is she helping our group? We just don't know. I can't wait to find out. But there's little things too, like if you can see, in the trailer, you watch Michonne in the woods and you see the kind of different outfits. Who are those people that are there in the woods? Is it connected with Virgil? Or is it some other group? How many episodes are we going to get of Michonne? I would love to get all 4 episodes. 9, 10, 11, 12. Michonne's in all 4 episodes. But I just feel it's going to be like 1 or 2 episodes. I doubt it'd be 1, because that's really not enough. So she's there, and she's gone. If it's 2, it's at least she's there, gets the guns, comes back, does there, and then leaves. But my question, I just don't get it. How or why she would leave unless she's kidnapped. Because she has to find out about Rick then. So does Virgil's group, those people in the woods or whatever, do they know about Rick? Did they escape the place where Rick was? I hope it makes sense, and I hope it's answered. But it's going to suck when Michonne leaves the show. Because I love Denai Guerrero and Michonne and the Judith angle and stuff. And, it's just crazy to think about it. So in season 8, we lost Carl. Season 9, we lost Rick and Maggie a little bit. In season 10, we're going to lose Michonne, but gain Maggie back. So it's like, man, Carl, Rick, and Michonne in 3 seasons. And then before that, Abraham and Glenn and, Sasha. And you're like, oh, man. So it's like, man, we're losing so many characters from season 7 to season 10. RPRS34 Q&A. Hey, Bri, are you getting burnt out on the woodsy locations? I don't know. I mean, that's kind of where the Whisperers are. That's kind of their location. So the woods stuff are going to be the location, the locale stuff. That makes sense for it. But I think we're going to get a lot of stuff involved with the communities and everything back. And my question to you is, do you think Oceanside falls? I don't really know if the Whisperers know about Oceanside, but why would they just attack it, right? I mean, if it's on their side of the border, if they're on the right side in the right area, just leave them alone. But maybe Beta goes nuts, and Beta, so Alpha goes down, Negan takes out Beta, or Negan takes out Alpha, Beta's in charge. Beta goes to Oceanside, takes him out, goes to Alexandria, tries to take him out, goes to Hilltop, sets it on fire. Man, it'd be crazy. We just don't know. I just love talking about it. Lincoln K, Q&A, what would Beta do for Alpha? I guess what wouldn't he do, right? And what wouldn't he do? And sorry, I should have kept reading. Like, would he kill Lydia to protect Alpha, or would he keep her alive to protect her heart? He's let her slide on a lot, in my opinion. That's a good question. I don't know if we'll see that. That's a good thing. I mean, I think Beta would do anything for Alpha that doesn't jeopardize the Whisperer away. And I think Lydia is that dividing line, because Alpha lied about Lydia. That could divide and break up the Whispers if their leader lied to them about things. So I think Beta would personally go. I think that Beta would go after Lydia to take her out and end that, but do it in a way that Alpha's not around. Alpha doesn't see it.